How do you know if they are actually committed to change? Well, in Lundy Bancroft's book, Why Does He Do That? Chapter 14 breaks it down thoroughly. He says there are no shortcuts to change. Change is difficult, uncomfortable work. While this book speaks to abusive men, I think it applies to anyone looking for genuine change. So let's get to it. And if you're new to my page, my name is Jackie and I'm giving real examples of emotional abuse so that you can spot them in your relationships. He or she must admit fully to the history of abuse, past and present, and acknowledge that abuse is wrong, period. No more minimizing or denying or blame shifting to evade accountability. Must also identify all of the excuses they made for abuse. This means 100% ownership. Never, ever, ever defending the behavior ever again for the rest of their life. Number 2, acknowledge that the behavior is a choice, and in every single abusive incident, there was a moment where they gave themselves permission to be abusive. Number 3, talk to you in detail about the effects of the abuse that it had on you and your children, without feeling sorry for themselves, without talking about how this has impacted them. Number 4, identify the patterns of controlling behavior and entitled attitudes, including the day-to-day tactics they used, as well as the belief and value systems that they held on to that drove the abusive behavior. Number 5, develop respectful behavior in place of abusive behavior. Number 6, recognize that they had a distorted perception of you, where they exaggerated the grievances. And instead, they have to develop a more empathic view of you, like they should be kissing your ass. Number 7, make amends for all of the damage. And that could possibly take a lifetime. This means putting their needs on the back burner for years if necessary. Number 8, accepting the consequences of their actions, which means not whining about them. You lost your desire for sex because they were abusive? Yes, suck it up, buttercup. Number 9, commit to not repeating abusive behavior, which means they cannot put conditions on their kindness. Number 10, they have to accept that you're equals now, which means giving up all of the double standards. 11, change is a lifetime process. There should never be I did the work, I'm done now. I changed, why haven't you changed? You're just holding on to the past. They need to accept that you will feel the effects of the abuse for years. Number 12, and this is big, they must always be accountable for their behavior, which includes a willingness to accept feedback, constructive criticism, and being called out if or when they slide back into abusive behavior. Lundy says any deviation from these things and change will not last. I broke up with my ex and he moved out of the house. After 1 to 2 months, we tried to reconcile. He never took 100% ownership of the abuse and he still denies to this day abusing his ex-wife. He would tell me, I'm not the only one at fault here. You have to take accountability too. I never stopped hearing about how hard the breakup was for him and his kids, how unfair it was that he had to move in with his parents. And after 2 months of therapy, he said he was fixed. So why wasn't I fixing myself? I was holding on to the past. He started calling me selfish for not allowing him to move back in. And at the very end, he demanded I prove my love to him because he changed for me. But what have I changed for him? If your significant other has been to counseling for 3 months and they're complaining that you're holding on to the past, tell you to just get over it, how long are you going to punish them? When will things get back to normal? I'm doing all of this for you, but what are you doing for me? Honey, they haven't changed one bit.